What's up, guys? Welcome to the garage. Hope you all had a good New Year and a good Christmas. Thought I would start the year with a giveaway. Now, this is a slightly different giveaway to ones that I've done in the past. Previous ones, you just had to, I don't know, make a comment, subscribe to the channel, and then I picked a winner at random. Whereas this giveaway, you're going to have a bit of involvement in it if you want to. You don't have to. You can still enter the giveaway. You don't have to have any involvement. But what I want is you guys to make some decisions on what we're doing with this truck. So it's a C24 from WPL. This was sent to me by Banggood. Banggood have kindly sent all this to me for the giveaway. They've also sent me a few upgraded bits to get going, and hopefully we may get a few more bits as well before this thing gets given away. So what I want to do first is get it all out of the box. I want to show you a few new things with these kits. This is the new batch of kits that are coming out. I just want to show you a few bits on there. I'll show you what upgrades we've got, and then I'm just going to build the chassis and then talk about what decisions I want you to make for the next video. Anyway, let's get all the stuff out and I'll talk about some bits and pieces that have changed. Right, so one of the first things that has changed is the gearbox. You now get the same gearbox you get in the B36. So this, I believe, is geared slightly different. The pinion on the motor is definitely a different size to the older ones, because I've tried swapping them over and you can't on my B36. So, new gearbox, and if the B36 anything to go by, that's going to be a good addition. And another weak point, not the gearbox was weak, but another weak point was the axle gear, especially, I can't remember what this one's called, it's not like the counter shaft, I can't remember what it's called, but that gear there was the one that always stripped. Now they've replaced that with metal. I thought they might be replacing the whole lot with metal, just seems that that's the metal one at the moment. I may be wrong in the future, or the ready to runs may have all metal gears, but that's definitely a positive to have that metal gear there as well. So two essential upgrades, and WPL are looking and are listening, and they are continuing to make upgrades of stuff that are the weak points on these. Anyway, so gearbox is good. Whether we're going to use this for this build, I don't know, because it's going to be up to you whether we change the gearbox and put a different one in. When I build this up in a bit, I will put this gearbox in, but if we need to change it at some point, we will. So what did Banggood send me along with this C24? Well, we got a set of metal drive shafts. These are the good ones. I'll put, as with all my videos, I'll put a link in the description for all the bits and pieces I'm talking about today. So metal drive shafts, good addition. We've got a set of these upgraded shocks. These have got the little adapters with them as well. I've heard in the past that some of these, the plastic adapters that come with, they're not very good fit, so I'm hoping that these ones will be a better fit, so it's a good addition. And then finally, we have got full metal gears, including all the bearings and metal hubs as well, so really good. We've got metal steering linkage, and we've got metal say steering hubs, can't remember what they're called. I'm sure people in the comments are going to have a go at me for not knowing what I'm talking about, but yeah, so all metal front hubs and steering joints, steering knuckles. So yeah, good set of upgrades to go with this thing. Right, I'm going to get this built into a rolling chassis. I don't want to do anything with the shell at the moment because this is going to be painted again, your decision, but I'll get it as a rolling shell, and then I'll come back to you and we'll have a chat about the next video. So what we'll do first is build the axles. Obviously I've got all these upgraded bits to put in them. I'm going to time lapse this bit. If there's any bits and pieces I think that you need to know, we'll talk about it at the end, or I'll talk about it at the time. But it looks like it's just a case of getting the Allen key, getting all these bits all fixed on, getting the bearings in, and then just fixing it together as normal. So first issue, make sure you get this on the right way. I did have the other axle, the stock one, next to it to measure it up against, but this is offset, so I've got it 180 degrees out, so it should be just a simple case of sliding it off and then putting it back on the other way. These new ones look quite a bit smaller, so let me count the teeth on it. I don't know whether to change the gearing or not. So they both look like 10 teeth, but yeah, strange that that's quite a bit smaller. So that took a little bit longer than I first thought, but we've got the front axle together now with the nice alloy hubs in there and the metal gears. And we're probably going to have a look at this for the suspension. I might have to trim that and put a nut and bolt through there to hold the shocks on. So we've got adapters for the top, but there's no nothing in for the bottom. I guess having the metal brace on here would help, but for now I'm probably just going to trim that and get that fitted on like that. Something to note for the shocks as well, make sure you put these brackets on first. They sit, so that's the front like that, and they sit on the outside like that. Well, I presume they sit on the outside anyway. It looks that way, so we'll find out. So I've managed to get the suspension on, just taken off the lower ball connector there. I'll keep hold of them because probably going to get a metal bridge there anyway if they are a direct fit for it, but the suspension goes on alright. It's quite stiff, but once the truck's all together with a bit of weight behind it, we'll see how that goes. I guess it's one extreme to the other. The stock suspension is really loose, whereas this is a bit stiffer, but we'll give it a go. We'll see how it gets on, and we'll see if we can do any changes to it if we need be, or see if we can swap the springs over, because I've got some a few other shocks in my spares for other stuff, so we might be able to get some looser springs for it. But anyway, I'm going to get the front on now, and then that's probably it for this video. That took a little bit longer than I anticipated, so I apologise for the random editing or random cuts in the video. The issue I had was with these shocks, so I have managed to get them fixed on to the bottom, not very well. Definitely need some work down there. But the issue I had was when you get these shocks on, because they fit into the original shock positions, they actually sit at the wrong angle. They sit slightly forward, and you don't want your shocks sitting forward. And what happened then was it just wouldn't go down at all. So what I managed to do is there's some holes further forward on the rear of the chassis, so I brought the brackets forward. I'm not sure if this is going to affect when we get the body on, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And on the front, I've managed to move it also back to just where the actual screw fixings are for the servo tray, so that shouldn't affect how it fits. And now we've actually got suspension. So these are really stiff when they come out of the packet, and it's not the spring. I've taken it apart. It's actually the there's no oil in them, but they've got O-rings and stuff, so I presume you can put oil in them, but they're really stiff because they're dry and they're new. They're really stiff, so I've put a little bit of GT85, so a silicone lubricant, and just worked them up and down a few times, and that's loosened it right up. So I'm sure over time they will get looser. They're just a bit stiff at the moment. But anyway, so we've got the shocks on. We've got the full metal gears in there, as you saw at the start, with the bearings, and then we've got the metal steering linkage on the front. So I think that's it for this video. So what I want from you for the next one, I want to know what gearbox to put in it, and then anything else as well that you think we could add to it. We won't talk about the body yet, we'll wait until the last video for that, or we'll wait until near the end for that. But what gearbox do you want, and any other suggestions there, stick it in the comments. We'll have a look at it, and then we'll see where we can go from there. Remember, you need to be a subscriber to win this at the end, so if you're not a subscriber to the channel yet, maybe it's time to subscribe. Also, you'll find a link in the description for my Facebook group, which is 1/16th Crawler Group. Got about 1,000 members now, so it's growing really well. Come along, join there, because there'll be more pictures and more stuff in there about this as well. Anyway, cheers for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.